Hi everyone, this is our submission for the hackathon, Coalition, the DAPP that we deserve. I'm Ishaan, and these are my two teammates, Shrutik and Jesse. We're located in the Bay Area, which means that we got up at 4 a.m. for this hackathon. If that's not dedication, I don't know what is. As Bay Area kids, our background's a little different because of our environment. We're not only coders, but we're designers and entrepreneurs as well. So let's talk about our inspiration. The Hong Kong protests hit really close home to me, as we decided to center around our project around protests. Despite being constantly monitored, protesters came up with entirely unique hand signals and forms of communication. After learning more about the protests around the world, we wondered whether it's possible for us to bring this level of organization to other people around the world. Big tech has had a well-documented history of censorship. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg was famously grilled in front of Congress on censorship of conservative voices. On the other side of the aisle, conservative social media app Parler was taken down for promoting disunity in society post the 2020 election. It is evident that the big tech has a political preference and wants to maintain that status quo. Coalition is a platform for social activists that facilitates easy hosting and attendance of protest events. It consists of a web component where events can be found and signed up for, and a mobile component where protesters can access resources to communicate with one another. Our UVP is the fact that Coalition is decentralized. The first thing we thought about was during our ideation process was the potential of bad actors. In order to combat this, we made the platform decentralized. As a trustless platform, no bad actor can take control of central authority. Thus, protesters have no risk of attending and hosting events. The first thing we did was during our idea validation was conducting research. Reputable sources confirmed that 25% of Hong Kongers regularly protested, and over 7,000 BLM protests were held in the US over the span of 2 months. This shows that we have a very real market. We sent out a survey to several social activist groups to get feedback on how we should tailor our product. We got 14 responses over 3 hours. We consolidated those responses into key subcategories and designed Coalition accordingly. We evaluated challenges and designed our product to provide the solutions that people were looking for. So now let's move on to our product. First, our web app. As you can see, it's very simple to ensure accessibility while also getting an MVP out. What matters most is we provide a functional product, not only a good-looking one. The image on the left is the home page, and the image on the right is the interface where you can click on a news article. The interface for events is very similar to that of our news article. A title, information, and date is put in. Of course, identification is not put here. Users can also have the choice to use our mobile app. Here, they can browse events and look at news articles, but they can't post anything. The biggest thing I want to take note of is our interactive map. Intuitive icons allow for people to alert others around them, such as authorities are near, they need first aid, others should proceed with caution, you need to request supplies, or if there's a safe zone. This stimulates hand signals of Hong Kong protests without the memorization required. Furthermore, a heat map is included to see where large congregations of people are, and you can compare and contrast this with other databases. Now, we'll talk about our design process. We wanted to focus on accessibility, scalability, and decentralization. Essentially, the main idea was to make protesting as easily and accessible as possible. We wanted to ensure that people can use their freedom of speech and not be penalized for enjoying their basic human rights. So now let's take a look at our deep dive into our technologies. Our tech stack was chosen with scalability, decentralization, and accessibility in mind. For our database, we ended up going with a weird combination of Firestore and Gun.js. Gun.js perfectly fits our requirements. The database is open source, completely decentralized, and has built-in user privacy protocols. The database utilizes P2P storage through the power of WebRTC protocol. To implement this, we established a backend relay server through Node and Express. Our other databases was Google Firestore. We chose Firestore as Gun's ecosystem as it's still relatively young, thus it was hard to completely integrate with the rest of our stack. Now on for mobile and app front ends, we utilize React and React Native with Chakra UI for a consistent design. We love React for its rich ecosystem, which makes it really simple to find in boilerplate components for more complex business logic. Additionally, we are syncing up Google Maps and Deck.jl, Uber's open source library for evaluating data representation. We have combined these two technologies to give both activists and first responders a more comprehensive and understanding easy solution for escalatory environment through a heat map representation of immediate surroundings. With the additional combination of the Twilio API, we hope to encourage more passionate individuals to safely stand up for their beliefs. Here's a quick recap of our features. 1, posting an event. Organizers of protests can post events for a platform, allowing people to sign up and assign dispatchers for the event. 2, our Coalition Go app. Once entered the protesting app, this allows users to click on 5 different buttons, which records alerts and sends them to the dispatcher. 3, the dispatcher portal. Dispatchers are able to look at detailed heat map that visualizes data and collected from the app and compare and contrast this data with the collected large databases. And 4, posting news. Anyone can go in and share something. This allows them to provide a comprehensive solution to organizing protests. Here's our dev post, and we highly recommend that you go and take a look at this, as we spent several hours putting this together, and it's an easy, quick, and 5-minute read. Through this, you'll be able to completely understand what our project is, and it'll cover what we covered during this presentation in more detail. So thank you.